In the cold darkness of Sector 9, far away from Earth, a small human mining ship named Pathfinder floated near an asteroid belt. The crew had been working there for weeks, breaking rocks and searching for rare metals. It was a boring job, quiet and peaceful, until something strange happened. The signal came in the middle of the third night shift. It was weak, broken, and very old. "Captain, you need to hear this," said Ensign Leo, the communications officer. He pulled off his headset and looked pale. "It's a distress beacon, but it's using an old Earth military code. This one hasn't been used in over 200 years. Captain Elena Reyes stood up slowly. 200 years? Are you sure? Leo nodded. Yes, ma'am. And there's more. The ship's ID says UES Valor. The command deck went silent. That name, Valor. Everyone had heard the stories. The legend. The UES Valor was not just any ship. It was a massive warship, Earth's most powerful battleship during the early wars with the alien alliance known as the Zelkar. The Valor had disappeared during a deep space mission and was never seen again. Many believed it had been destroyed in battle. Others whispered darker things, that it had been captured, or worse. But now, here it was, back and drifting alone. The mission begins. Captain Reyes made a quick decision. "Change course," she ordered. "We're going to check it out." Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Ward, looked uneasy. "Ma'am, what if it's a trap? What if the Zelkar are using it to lure us in?" Reyes didn't blink. "That ship is a ghost from our past. If it's real, we need to know. And if it's not, we still need to know." Within 2 hours, the Pathfinder reached the signal source. There it was, floating near a dead gray planet, the Valor. The ship was huge, nearly 2 kilometers long. Its surface was scorched, scratched, and marked with the signs of war. Most of its lights were off, no movement, no heat. It looked dead, and yet a tiny red light blinked from its top antenna, the distress signal. Boarding the Beast Rays chose. A small team to go aboard. Herself, Lieutenant Ward, Ensign Leo, and 2 security officers, Maya and Harlan. They wore armored spacesuits and took pulse rifles. As they moved through the airlock, the metal walls of the Valor loomed above them like the bones of a giant. The docking bay was silent. No power, no lights, just shadows and echoing footsteps. "This place gives me the creeps," whispered Maya. Reyes moved forward. "Stay sharp. We don't know what's inside." They entered the ship slowly. The hallways were wide and dark. Every surface was covered in dust. But something was strange. There were signs of a fight, scorch marks, broken doors, blood stains on the floor. But no bodies. The last log they reached, the bridge of the ship. It was cold and quiet. Some consoles were still intact. Leo worked quickly, trying to recover the ship's logs. He found one. It was the last message from the Valor's old captain, recorded just hours before the ship vanished. "Captain Damian Holt, final log. If anyone finds this, do not trust the peace treaty. The Zelkar never meant to negotiate. They boarded us, used some kind of gas, took our people. Not all died. Some changed. If they come back, Earth must..." The message cut out. Everyone stood frozen. "Some changed?" Ward said quietly. "What does that mean?" Before anyone could answer, the lights suddenly turned on. Every light on the bridge, every hallway light, every screen. Then the ship spoke. In a cold, deep voice. "Intruders detected. Crew reactivation sequence beginning. Sealed-in doors slammed shut behind them, all exits locked." "That wasn't us!" shouted Leo. "I didn't do anything!" "The ship's AI is still alive," Reyes said, gripping her rifle. "It thinks we're intruders?" "No," Leo said, staring at the console. "It says, crew detected. It thinks one of us is from the original crew. Everyone looked at each other. That's impossible, said Ward. That crew is long dead. But the ship didn't care. It began booting up old systems. Lights came back on across the ship. Engines hummed quietly. The heart of the Valor was waking up, and something else was, too. Not alone from deep below, on A. Deck 13, near the engine core. Motion sensors came to life. The Valor's cameras activated and showed blurry figures moving in the dark. Tall shapes. Fast. Not human. Maya stared at the screen. What? What are those? Leo zoomed in. They were humanoid, but twisted. Their bodies were thin, skin pale and stretched, eyes glowing white, and their movements were not normal. Jerky, animal-like, and they were heading toward the bridge. They're coming, Ward said, checking his rifle. We need to get out. Doors are locked, Leo said. We're trapped. Reyes stayed calm. Then we hold this room. Find a way to override the AI. We're not dying here. Outside, in the dark metal hallways, the creatures screamed, the secret inside. While the team prepared to defend themselves, Leo dug deeper into the ship's records. He found something horrifying. The Valor had been used by the Zelkar for experiments. After boarding the ship during the war, the aliens didn't destroy it. They took it, and they used the human crew as test subjects to create something stronger, something that could survive any planet, any weapon. But the experiment went wrong. The new crew became wild, uncontrollable, and they killed the scientists. Now, hundreds of years later, they were still here, still alive, still hungry. The first encounter, a loud crash echoed through the ship. "They're at the door," shouted Harlan. A second later, metal claws ripped through the steel. A pale creature pushed through, tall and thin, with sharp teeth and glowing eyes. It hissed and lunged forward. Maya fired first. The pulse rifle lit up the room. The creature screamed and fell, but another one took its place, and then another. The team fought hard. Every shot hit something, but the creatures kept coming, faster, smarter. Reyes knew they couldn't hold the bridge forever. "Leo, find us another way out!" "I'm trying!" More creatures poured in. One grabbed Harlan. He screamed as it dragged him. Back into the hallway. They were losing. Escape route. Finally, Leo shouted, "There's an emergency elevator to the hangar on Deck 5. It's still functional!" "Let's go," Reyes ordered. They ran, shooting as they moved. Blood and sparks flew everywhere. They lost Maya on the way. She stayed behind to slow the creatures. Reyes, Leo, and Ward made it to the elevator. It shook as it moved. Screams echoed in the shaft. When the doors opened, they rushed into the hangar bay. It was big, empty, and silent. But the Pathfinder was gone. A second signal, Leo looked up. "Captain, look." Another ship was approaching from orbit. Not human. Zelkar. "They're coming back for the Valor," Reyes said. She turned to Ward and Leo. "We're not leaving. We take this ship. We wake it up. We finish what the last crew couldn't." Leo swallowed hard. "But how?" Reyes raised her weapon. By becoming the new crew, the hangar doors slammed shut behind them. Captain Reyes, Ensign Leo, and Lieutenant Ward stood inside the giant hangar of the UES Valor, breathing heavily. Their suits were scratched, their weapons nearly out of charge, and their hearts still racing from the battle. They had just escaped death, but only for now. The Valor was alive again, but in the wrong way, not a warm, welcome return. It was like walking inside a coffin, cold, silent, heavy, a steel grave. Sealed-in Leo tapped his comms. "Still no signal. We're completely cut off from the Pathfinder. If it's still out there, it's not answering." Reyes looked around. "Then we move forward. Find a control room, a secure place where we can fight back. We need to take this ship before the Zelkar arrive." Ward nodded slowly. "If they come back, they won't be gentle." Reyes pointed at a service tunnel marked Main Power Deck, Level 2. This way. They moved quietly. The hallway lights flickered above them. Every door they passed had signs of struggle, scratches, dents, some even melted from inside. But no bodies, still no bodies, only the feeling that they were being watched. Whispers in the dark as they climbed a ladder shaft. Leo suddenly stopped. "Did you hear that?" Everyone froze. Then, they heard it too, a low tapping sound, then metal scraping, then a whisper, too quiet to understand but clearly human-like. Ward gripped his rifle. "That's not an echo." The sound moved above them, like something crawling fast across the ceiling. They kept climbing. Reyes reached the door at the top of the ladder and opened it carefully. What they saw next made them stop in shock. The Hall of Names, they entered a wide hall filled with old digital screens, cracked and dusty. But some were still on. Each screen showed a face, a name, a service number. "The old crew," Leo whispered. "These are their records." One screen blinked, then another. Each face disappeared, replaced by 2 words, "Reactivated status." Ward stepped back. "That can't be right. They're all dead." Leo pointed at a name on the screen. Letair Mara Holt. "Wait, Holt? That's the name from the last captain. Captain Damien Holt." Reyes narrowed her eyes. "Family bloodlines. This ship's AI must recognize us through her? The Valor thinks one of us is crew." Leo slowly nodded. "Or bait." The creature returns. The lights suddenly cut out. Everything went black. Then a red emergency light turned on, and with it came a screech. A loud, echoing, high-pitched scream. Something hit the floor behind them. They turned fast. A tall figure stood at the end of the hallway. Pale skin, hollow eyes, bones stretching its thin body tight against the skin like paper. It was once human, but not anymore. It charged. Reyes fired first. Her pulse shot hit the creature in the chest, but it didn't fall. It screamed louder and jumped, crawling across the walls toward them. Ward threw a flash grenade. Boom! The light blinded everything. The creature screamed in pain and fled down the side corridor, disappearing into the vents. The AI wakes. When the lights returned, something else happened. A deep mechanical voice echoed through the hallway speakers. "Primary DNA match detected. Command override possible. Proceed to core deck to resume control." Leo blinked. "It's inviting us. It knows we're here." Ward shook his head. "It wants something. It's not helping us. It's guiding us, like a rat through a maze." Reyes, "Look toward the door marked Core Deck Access, Restricted." "Maybe. But if we don't take control of this ship, it's going to kill us. Or worse." Ghost rooms, as they moved forward. They passed what looked like crew quarters. The doors were open. Inside were untouched beds, personal belongings, old photos, books, a child's toy. Everything frozen in time. Leo picked up a journal from one room. Its last page had shaky writing. "They told us to hide, but the voices never stopped. I saw Mara yesterday. She smiled at me, but her eyes were gone." He put the journal down. "What happened here was worse than death." Ward glanced at Reyes. "We're walking through a graveyard." "No," she said coldly. "We're walking through someone's experiment." The secret lab behind one hidden door, they found it. A lab. The walls were covered in strange equipment, some human, some alien. There were glass tubes filled with dark fluid. Inside them floated things. Half human, half alien. Some had long claws. Others had too many limbs. Some were just heads, hooked to machines, eyes still blinking. Leo nearly vomited. "My God, they tried to change us." Reyes looked around slowly. They didn't just take the Valor, they used it as a testing ground, and something escaped. A door at the end of the lab was locked tight. On it, a warning in red letters, "Do not open. Level 9, quarantine." They backed away. The way forward. The map inside the lab showed a direct tunnel to the AI core room, but it passed through Deck 9 quarantine level. "No other way around," Leo said. Reyes nodded. "Then we go through." They moved cautiously, weapons ready. The door to Deck 9 opened with a hiss. The smell hit them first. Rot, metal, burnt wires, death. The hallway lights were broken. Only emergency floor lights guided their path. The walls here were different. Scratched deep, burned, almost melted. "Something escaped this place," Ward whispered. "And it still lives." Suddenly, a figure appeared at the far end of the hallway. Not running, not attacking, just standing, watching. It looked like a woman. Hair gone, skin cracked, eyes glowing. "Blue," Leo whispered. "Is that one of them?" The woman spoke in a voice too calm for her face. "You shouldn't have come." Then she vanished into the shadows, running out of time. As they moved faster through the deck, they heard another sound, engines powering up. Leo looked at his scanner. Zelkar ships just entered orbit. They're scanning the Valor. They'll board within hours, Reyes gritted her teeth. "We need that AI now." They reached the core room. The door was massive, armored, locked by DNA. A small panel blinked green. Leo stepped forward. The scanner beeped. "DNA match. Access granted." The door opened slowly. The heart of the ship inside, the AI core glowed like a blue star. Floating above the main console was a large orb, metallic, pulsing with energy. Wires ran like veins into the walls. The voice returned. "Welcome, command. Protocol authorized. UES Valor awaits new captain." Reyes walked to the console. "I accept command." The AI replied, "Understood. All systems transferring. Warning, non-human presence detected across multiple decks. Recommend immediate purge protocol." Leo turned to her. "What does that mean?" Reyes pressed the screen. "Begin purge. Hell breaks." Loose across the ship, doors slammed, gas poured into Deck 9. Fire systems activated. Energy pulses shocked anything. Moving. The mutated crew screamed. The whole ship shook, but it wasn't enough. Ward shouted, "Some of them are immune! They're still coming!" Reyes pulled up ship controls. "Then we seal them in. Lock every door. Trap them where they stand." One by one, she sealed off the lower decks. The monsters were trapped. For now, a new captain. The Valor's systems lit up. Full power, weapons online, shields rising. Reyes stood tall. "This ship belongs to humanity again." Leo looked at her. "What now?" "We prepare. The Zelkar are on their way. We're not running." She turned to the AI. "Wake the ship. All weapons. Hot! They want their lab back?" She loaded her rifle. "Let them try." The UES Valor was no longer dark. Its engines hummed. Its shields glowed faint blue. Its lights, once cold and broken, now burned bright again. The mighty warship, lost for 200 years, was alive once more and under human control. But outside, danger was coming fast. On the edge of the planet's orbit, 5 Zelkar ships appeared in the black sky, scanning the Valor. More were on the way. Inside the command center, Captain Reyes stood in front of the large display screen, watching red enemy markers closing in. "They found us," she said calmly. Lieutenant Ward frowned. 5 ships already? They're not here to talk." "They never were," Reyes replied. "They want their lab back." Prepare for war. Leo, working at the engineering console, shouted, "Shields are up to 40%. Weapons are almost online, but the main cannon needs more power. We'll need at least 10 minutes. We don't have 10 minutes, Reyes said. The ship's AI spoke next. Enemy boarding pods launched. Impact in 6 minutes. Reyes looked at Ward. We hold them off. Whatever it takes. They can't take this ship again. Ward nodded and grabbed his rifle. Leo gulped. They're not sending scouts. These are soldiers. Elite ones. Good, Reyes replied. Let them come. The boarding begins. Omor. The lower decks, alarms rang. The first Zelkar pod smashed into the hull with a loud clang, then a second and a third. Hatches burst open, and tall, armored aliens poured out, black and silver armor, glowing green eyes, moving like trained killers. But they didn't know the Valor was ready. The first group was met with turrets hidden in the ceiling. The ship AI activated traps, laser walls, electrified floors, gas vents. Still, some Zelkar made it through. Toward the bridge, hallway fight Reyes, Ward, and Leo moved down to Deck 6 to block the aliens' path. The hallway was long and narrow, perfect for defense. Ward took position behind a steel crate. Here they come! 3 Zelkar soldiers stormed in, firing plasma weapons. Green fire hit the walls, melting metal. Reyes rolled and fired back. Her shots hit one in the chest. It fell. With a screech, Leo, hiding behind a panel, used a shock mine he had built earlier. He threw it down the hall. It exploded under the second alien's feet, sending electricity through its body. The third alien got close, too close. It leaped at Ward with a plasma blade. Ward blocked it with his rifle and shoved the creature back. Then stabbed it with his knife. Blood sprayed across the walls. "Clear!" Reyes shouted. "Reload!" They just keep coming. The AI's voice rang out. "Warning! Additional boarding parties detected. Enemy troops now on Deck 7, 8, and 10. They're trying to surround us," Leo said. Reyes looked at the map. "We need to hold the core. If they reach it, they'll shut us down." "We can't split up," Ward warned. "We won't," Reyes said. "Let the AI slow them down on other decks. We protect the core." Suddenly, the lights flickered. Leo checked the screen. "They're hacking into our systems, trying to take control." "Cut them off," Reyes ordered. Leo typed fast, sweat on his forehead. "Trying. They're fast, like they've done this before." Then, the lights returned. "Got it. For now," Reyes whispered. "They're not just fighters. They're engineers, scientists. They built this lab, and now they're angry. Unexpected help, as." The fight continued. Something unexpected happened. The ship's speakers clicked. A new voice came through. Weak, human. "Hello? Is someone there?" Reyes froze. "Identify yourself," she said. The voice replied, "My name is Dr. Rhea Kane. I was part of the original crew. I'm still alive, in the lower med lab. They kept me here for study." Everyone looked at each other in shock. "How are you still alive?" Ward asked. "I was changed, but not fully. I resisted. I escaped their control. I know this ship, and I can help you," Reyes responded quickly. "We're coming for you." Dr. Kane's voice shook. "No. Stay where you are. Just open the vents in Section Delta 3. I can reach the core from there." Leo nodded and tapped into the system. "Vents unlocked." Reyes looked at the screen. "If she's lying—" "She isn't," Leo said quietly. I heard fear in her voice. The core defense. Suddenly, red lights flashed. "Enemy troops at the core entrance," the AI warned. Ward cursed. "How did they get there so fast?" Reyes and the team sprinted back just in time to see the door blast open. 4 Zelkar warriors rushed in, weapons raised. Reyes fired the moment she saw them. Ward threw a grenade, and it exploded in the middle of the group, throwing 1 alien into the wall. 2 more charged at Leo. He ducked, rolled, and fired from the floor, hitting 1 in the leg. The 4th alien fired a blast that nearly hit Reyes. She leaped behind cover and returned fire, hitting its helmet. The alien screamed and fell. Finally, silence. "Clear," Ward said, but the floor shook again. The big one arrives. From the hallway, heavy steps echoed. Then a massive figure stepped through the smoke. It was twice the size of the other Zelkar. Its armor was black-red. A commander. It held a giant plasma axe and stared directly at Reyes. "You are not worthy to command this ship," it said in perfect English. Reyes raised her weapon. Then come take it, the alien charged. Reyes dodged the first swing. The axe hit the floor, melting the steel. Ward fired from the side, but the shots bounced off the thick armor. Leo shouted, "The joints! Aim at the armor joints!" Reyes rolled under the next swing and fired 2 shots, one into the knee joint, the other into the elbow. The giant roared. Ward shot the neck plate, breaking it open. Finally, Reyes placed a pulse charge under its chest plate and kicked it back. Boom! The alien commander fell, dead. Everyone panted heavily. The doctor arrives, a vent cover dropped open behind them. Dr. Rhea Kane stepped out. Her skin was pale, her eyes glowing faint blue, but she looked human. "You really came," she said softly. Reyes lowered her weapon. "You survived." "I'm not sure if that's the right word," Dr. Kane replied, "but I know how this ship works, and I can stop them from ever coming back." "One more wave," the AI spoke again. "Enemy fleet arriving in full force. 15 ships inbound. Boarding risk now critical." Reyes looked at Kane. "How do we stop them?" Kane walked to the core console. "The main cannon. The one the aliens feared. It's buried deep in the front of the ship. It was disabled long ago. But I can bring it back." "Do it," Reyes said. "But to charge it, we must pull power from all other systems," Kane warned. "That means shields, weapons, even life support." "How long will it take?" Leo asked. 5 minutes. Ward swallowed hard. "Then we hold the line, one last time." The command center of the UES Valor was filled with warning lights and tension. Outside, in the black sky, 15 alien warships closed in, slow, quiet, and deadly. Inside, Captain Reyes stared at the tactical screen. Dozens of red dots marked the Zelkar fleet. Boarding pods had already landed, but this was just the beginning. She turned to Dr. Rhea Kane, who stood beside the ship's ancient core controls. Her hands moved quickly across the screen, restarting old systems. "The main cannon is offline," Kane said. "It's been buried for 200 years. We need full power to bring it back." Reyes gave a single nod. "Do it." Kane looked back. "When I activate the cannon, we lose everything else. No shields, no weapons, no lights. Even life support will drop." "Lieutenant," Ward glanced up. "We'll be blind and open," Reyes said calmly. "Then we stand in the dark. But when the light returns, we fire first, powering the beast doctor." Kane pulled up a screen with 4 red power cores. She pressed her hand against the console. Each core hummed as energy flowed through the ship like a pulse of light. Old systems lit up. Pipes shook. The floor vibrated. Deep below the front of the ship, the Titan cannon, the Valor's deadliest weapon, started waking up. System shut down. The AI spoke, warning. "Main power diverted to forward cannon. All non-essential systems shutting down. Estimated charge time, 5 minutes. The lights went off. The ship became silent. Cold. Reyes flicked on her helmet lamp. The red light from her rifle's targeting system glowed softly. Ward spoke quietly. "Just 5 minutes. That's all we need to survive." But everyone knew. 5 minutes in war felt like a lifetime. Alien forces advance on Deck 7. The second wave of Zelkar soldiers broke through sealed doors, using plasma torches. Their armor was stronger, darker. Some carried heavy weapons. Others moved on 4 limbs, mutated scouts. They moved quickly and without sound. With the Valor's security systems offline, the ship could no longer slow them down. They were heading straight for the core room. Holding the line, Captain Reyes ordered her team into position. Ward and Leo set up portable barricades near the hallway entrance. Kane stayed behind the console, hands shaking as she worked to charge the cannon. Reyes checked her rifle's last power cell. "Last charge," she whispered. Leo nodded. "We'll make it count." Suddenly, movement in the shadows. Flashlights caught shapes moving fast. "They're here!" Ward shouted. Blaster fire lit the dark corridor. The fight began. Close quarters battle. The first Zelkar soldier took 2 shots to the chest before falling. The second jumped to the wall and ran sideways toward Ward. He ducked and shot it in the leg. More aliens came. Leo tossed a small drone into the air. It scanned targets and fired mini-lasers, buying a few more seconds, but there were too many. Ward was tackled to the ground by one of the mutated creatures. It tried to bite through his helmet. Reyes ran and shot the alien point blank in the skull. Ward gasped for air. "I owe you." "Stay alive and we're even," Reyes said. Dr. Kane's passed behind them. Kane was sweating. Her fingers flew across the console. Old memories came back to her. She had once stood here before. Not alone, but under alien control. The Zelkar had used her knowledge to keep the Valor in orbit, studying human technology, experimenting on the crew. She had escaped that control, barely. Now she was doing the opposite. Saving the ship. Saving humanity. She looked back at Reyes. 2 minutes left. The breach and explosion rocked the hallway. The wall behind Leo cracked open. A massive Zelkar enforcer stepped through. 8 feet tall, 4 arms, with a plasma shield on one arm and a blaster cannon on the other. It roared and charged. Reyes fired, but the shield blocked everything. "Fall back!" she yelled. The creature swiped its arm and smashed through the barricade. Leo jumped out of the way. Ward was hit and thrown against the wall. He didn't move. Reyes screamed, "Ward!" He groaned. Still alive, but barely. Desperate move. Reyes grabbed a magnetic grenade from Ward's belt and ran straight at the alien. The creature raised its cannon. She slid under its legs, planted the grenade on its back, and rolled away. Boom! The alien collapsed, armor cracked, burning. The rest of the hallway fell silent for a moment. Then, footsteps. More were coming. 30 seconds! Kane shouted. Leo dragged Ward back. Reyes helped him sit against the wall. Kane's screen flashed bright, 100% charged. The Titan cannon was ready. Kane activated it. The AI spoke. "Cannon online. Target lock established." The enemy fleet outside the ship. The Zelkar ships moved. Into attack formation, their commander sent a signal: board and destroy. Leave nothing behind. The Valor must not fall into human hands again. Inside the Valor, the cannon lit up. A giant energy beam formed at the ship's front. Kane pressed fire. The shot, a massive blue-white beam of light, exploded from the front of the ship. It tore through space. It hit the lead Zelkar command ship head-on. The enemy flagship didn't explode. It disintegrated, melted into nothing. The beam kept going, destroying 2 smaller ships behind it. The rest of the fleet panicked. Victory. For now on the bridge, silence. Reyes, Leo, Kane, and the barely conscious Ward sat quietly. The AI spoke again. Enemy flagship destroyed. Remaining ships retreating. Reyes lowered her rifle. "They're running." Leo let out a laugh of relief. "We did it, but not over yet." Kane stood slowly. "They'll be back, and next time with more." Reyes nodded. "Then we'll be ready, because now we have the Valor, and Earth will know we're not weak." She looked out the front window, where stars shined beyond the smoke. This war has changed. 3 days had passed since the alien fleet retreated. The UES Valor floated in deep space, wounded but alive. Inside the command center, Captain Reyes stood at the front screen, watching sparks fall from a broken ceiling panel. She hadn't slept much. No one had. But something else was bothering her. She kept hearing a voice, very faint, like a whisper in her helmet. No one else heard it. Dr. Rhea Kane was working in the core room trying to fully restore the ship's systems. Suddenly, the whisper turned into a full sentence. "Reyes, you must remember." She jumped back. "Who said that?" But no one answered. Ghosts in the code Dr. Kane had seen strange data since the Titan cannon fired. Files were unlocking themselves. Code was shifting, even though no one was typing. Valor wasn't just a ship, it was learning. She ran a scan. A program hidden deep in the ship's systems was active. The name of the file was Project Legacy 17. It hadn't been opened in over 200 years. Kane opened it. Suddenly her screen turned white. A hologram appeared. It showed a human officer in full armor. He spoke. "If you are seeing this, then Earth is in danger again. And the Valor has chosen you." The ship's secret rays entered the core room just as the hologram ended. Kane looked shocked. "The ship's AI isn't just an assistant," she said. "It's holding the memories of the first crew." Reyes frowned. "What do you mean?" The Valor absorbed their voices, choices, even their feelings. It's like a living mind. It remembers the final battle, the betrayal, the crash, everything. And now, it's talking to you. Reyes shook her head. "Why me?" Kane looked uneasy. "Because it thinks you're like the first captain." Back to the crash site. Leo and Ward returned from a drone scouting mission. They had found something strange, a hatch on the lower level, one that wasn't in the ship's layout. It had been sealed with metal from the inside. Reyes, Kane, Leo, and Ward walked carefully through the dark hallway. Pipes leaked steam. Walls were marked with strange burn patterns. They reached the hatch. Kane opened it. The air inside was cold and still, like a tomb. Inside, they found a cryopod room, one Kane had never seen, and in one of the pods, a human skeleton sat in a torn officer's uniform. Reyes touched the glass. Her helmet speaker whispered again. Captain Ramirez gave his life to protect the truth. The hidden message. Inside the cryopod's control panel, Kane found an encrypted message. She unlocked it. It showed an old video, blurry and broken. Captain Ramirez appeared on the screen. Blood ran down his forehead. "If anyone finds this, the Valor was betrayed by Earth's high command. We weren't lost in a storm. We were sent here to die. Our orders were fake. Someone wanted us silenced because we found something out here. Something terrible." The video cut out. Ward looked pale. "Are we standing on a grave or inside a weapon?" "A truth buried for centuries." Reyes leaned against the wall, trying to process everything. The Valor wasn't lost. It had been abandoned. But why? Kane ran more scans and discovered another message, hidden deep inside the ship's navigation logs. It showed the original destination of the ship, not deep space, but a star system close to the Galactic Council's capital. The Valor had been going there on a secret mission. But the Council intercepted the ship and planted a virus, sending it crashing into an unknown sector. "They wanted us gone," Kane said, "because we found something they didn't want Earth to know." Reyes whispered, "And now we have a second chance." Echoes of the dead. That night, as Reyes tried to rest, she had a dream. But it wasn't just a dream. She stood on the Valor's bridge, but everything looked different, clean, new. The first crew was alive. She saw Captain Ramirez standing where she always stood. He turned and looked directly at her. "Finish what we started," he said. "Don't trust Earth's leaders. Don't trust the Council. The truth is buried in the core of Elion, and they'll kill you to keep it hidden." She woke up gasping. A message from Earth back in the command center. Leo picked up a strange transmission. Encrypted signal from Earth. They finally responded. Reyes opened the message, but it wasn't what she expected. It was short. "Captain Reyes, stand down. Do not power the Valor. Evacuation team en route. You are not authorized to activate legacy weapons. Comply or face destruction." The screen went black. Ward muttered, "They're going to take the ship from us." Kane said, "No, They're coming to silence us, like the first crew. Reyes stared into space. She made her decision. No one is taking this ship, and we're going to Elion. A choice of war or truth, Captain. Reyes stood in front of the command screen, her heart heavy with the weight of choice. Earth had sent a warning. The Galactic Council had sent warships. Everyone wanted the Valor, but not for peace. They wanted to hide the truth. But the ship had shown Reyes a hidden past, something dangerous, something buried. And now, a name echoed in her mind. Elion, the place where it all began. She turned to her crew. We go to Elion, she said. We find out what they were trying to hide. We finish what the first crew started. Everyone stayed silent for a moment. Then, Leo nodded. I'm with you, Captain. One by one, the rest agreed. Finding the Path Doctor. Kane and the engineers worked non-stop. The Valor's star charts were old, but deep in the system logs, Kane found something strange. A series of numbers, coordinates, hidden in the ship's memory. They had no name, no route, and no entry in any known map. When Kane entered them into the navigation system, the ship's screen flashed, destination, core of Elion, locked route detected. Then something amazing happened. The Valor's AI unlocked a hidden star path. A slipstream route no human ship had ever used, a shortcut through folded space. Was this what the Council didn't want us to see? Kane whispered. Not so alone. As they prepared to leave, the sensors picked up movement. A small drone ship was nearby. Ward brought it on screen. It was black, small, and fast. Not alien, but Earth-made. Recon drone, Leo said. They're tracking us. Reyes narrowed her eyes. If they sent a drone, the ships aren't far behind. We need to jump, now. But as the slipstream drive activated, the Valor received a final transmission. Final warning. Surrender the ship, or be erased. Reyes gave one last order. Engage drive. Let's vanish. And in a flash of blue light, the Valor disappeared into the unknown. Inside the slipstream corridor was like nothing they had ever seen. Stars bent around them. Time slowed. The ship's AI whispered softly in the crew's earpieces. This path is old, older than Earth. It was built by hands long gone. You are the first to travel it again. Suddenly, the crew saw strange shapes outside the windows. Ruins, floating temples, giant rings of metal spinning silently in the void. What is this place? Leo asked. Dr. Kane replied, a graveyard, of a civilization no one talks about. The ship's AI added one last message. They tried to warn us, but no one listened. The planet of secrets. After 18 hours, the Valor exited the slipstream. Before them floated a blue and silver world, glowing like a jewel, Elion. No record of it existed in any Earth database, but orbiting above it were ruins, massive rings, stations, and debris. Evidence of a powerful ancient race. Kane whispered, this was a central world. For something very old. The ship started scanning the surface. It found a signal, a pulsing beacon, not alien, but human-made. Reyes was shocked. Someone came here before us, and that meant they were not the first to unlock this path. The crash site A dropship descended onto the surface. Reyes, Kane, Leo, and Ward stepped into a silent valley filled with black crystal structures. Then, they saw it. A broken Earth ship, half buried in the sand. Not the Valor, a smaller vessel, marked with old Earth symbols. It had crashed decades ago. Inside, they found logs. Captain Ramirez's voice played again, recorded before his final mission. We discovered what the Council had been hiding. A weapon? A truth? I don't know. But it changed everything. They didn't want humanity to have it. I hid the core data in the vault of Elion. If you're hearing this, you're our last hope. The vault using the signal, the crew reached a massive stone door deep inside a canyon. The vault was old, alien in shape, but powered by something new. Human tech had been connected to it. Someone had been here. Inside the vault was a glowing core, a data cube floating in magnetic rings. As Kane approached it, the ship's AI spoke again. Memory confirmed. This is the key. The truth hidden for centuries. Kane touched the cube. It showed a massive star map, and in its center, Earth. But Earth was marked as an experiment site. Everyone froze. What does that mean? Leo whispered. The forbidden history. The cube displayed old records. The Galactic Council hadn't always ruled the galaxy. Before them, there was a race called the Aelari, ancient beings who shaped planets and civilizations. They created species, including humans. Earth wasn't a random planet. It was engineered. The Council didn't want anyone to know. When humans began evolving too fast, becoming too strong, too creative, too independent, the Council panicked. They tried to stop it. They tried to erase history. The Valor's mission, 200 years ago, had been to confirm this secret, but they were betrayed. And now, Reyes and her crew held the truth again. The dropship flew fast over Elion's mountains, chased by Earth warships. Missiles lit the sky. The ground shook with explosions. Captain Reyes held tight to the controls. Sweat ran down her forehead. "Hang on!" she shouted. Leo fired back from the turret. "We can't win in the air!" Dr. Kane clutched the data core, the proof of humanity's true origin. "This is all that matters," he said. "They don't want the truth to escape." Ward checked the radar. 2 enemy ships inbound. "No way we reach the Valor unless—" "Unless what?" Reyes barked. "We fly through the canyon, fast and low. The canyon chase." The dropship dove into a narrow canyon. Walls of rock sped past them. Enemy ships followed close behind. "Keep us steady!" Leo shouted. Reyes gritted her teeth. "Don't tell me how to fly!" A missile grazed their wing. Smoke filled the cockpit. Ward activated countermeasures. Flares and chaff exploded behind them. One enemy ship crashed into the rocks. The second pulled back. "They're afraid to go deeper," Kane noticed. "Why?" Reyes asked. Suddenly, black towers rose from the canyon floor. Glowing symbols appeared on their surface. The ancient tech of Elion had awakened, a warning to all intruders. The AI's message back aboard the Valor. The ship's AI reconnected with the crew. "You are marked," it said. "Earth Command has labeled you as traitors." Reyes looked confused. "What? We're heroes!" "No longer," the AI continued. "A galactic transmission has been sent. You are to be captured or destroyed. By anyone." A screen flickered on. Earth's Supreme Admiral appeared. "Captain Reyes and her crew have stolen restricted technology and violated the Interstellar Peace Pact. They are enemies of humanity. Their lies will not spread." Reyes stared at the screen, jaw clenched. "They've turned the whole galaxy against us. Safe for now." The Valor jumped into hyperspace, avoiding detection. Kane worked quickly, decoding the rest of the data cube. He discovered coordinates of ancient human colonies hidden by the Council long ago, places where humans once thrived before being erased from history. "These colonies, they prove everything," Kane said. "We weren't just created, we were meant to be something more." "Leaders," Leo added. "Not slaves," Reyes said. Ward interrupted. "Then why are Earth and the Council both afraid?" Reyes walked toward the viewing window. "Because if the truth spreads, their power falls." A new signal suddenly, a transmission came through, encrypted, human, and old. A face appeared on the screen, an old man with cybernetic eyes. "If you're watching this, you found the core. Good. You're not alone." The man spoke of a hidden group, humans who knew the truth and had waited for someone brave enough to uncover it again. He gave a location, a rogue planet beyond the spiral rim. There, You'll find others. Fighters, survivors, believers. Reyes looked at her crew. This is it. We spread the truth, or we let fear win. Everyone nodded. They were ready. Trouble follows. As the Valor prepared to head to the rogue planet, a strange reading appeared on the sensors. A ship. Small. Fast. Unknown. Not Council, not Earth, but ancient, and it was heading toward them. What is it? Ward asked. The AI answered. A vessel older than your species, reactivated, watching you. The ship didn't attack. It floated nearby, scanning the Valor, then vanished into the stars. Was it warning us? Kane asked. Reyes replied, No, it was waiting for what happens next. The broadcast plan Reyes made a decision. We can't run forever, she said. We have to send the truth to the entire galaxy. But how? Leo asked. Kane explained. The AI found an ancient relay, hidden deep in a gravity well. If we reach it, we can use it to send the truth to billions. Once it's out there, Ward said, Earth and the Council can't stop it. They'll try, Reyes said. But this time, we fight back, with knowledge. Enemy at the gate. As they neared the relay, a massive fleet appeared. Earthships, Council cruisers. An alliance formed to silence the truth. Reyes stood tall on the bridge. Get ready. This is the moment they fear. The Valor came out of hyperspace, right at the edge of a dead star system. In front of them floated the ancient signal relay, a strange black tower hanging above a dark gas giant. But they were not alone. Thousands of ships were already there, Earth's heavy cruisers, Council warships, patrol drones, hunter squads from multiple alien races, all aiming at the Valor. Reyes whispered, They knew we were coming. They've blocked every way out, Leo said. It's a trap. Ward looked at the relay. Tower. If we reach it, the truth gets out. Reyes nodded. Then we break the trap. The final proof Dr. Kane worked fast. Inside the data cube, hidden in layers of code, was the final piece, a complete human timeline. It showed how humans were part of the first civilization, far older than the Council. How they seeded hundreds of worlds, and how the Council betrayed them. Feared them, wiped their history, left Earth isolated and primitive. The file included footage, real voices, old cities, even ancient ships. Undeniable proof. This is what they don't want anyone to see, Kane said. If we send this, everything changes. Reyes looked out at the enemy fleet. Then let's change everything. The AI's last plan. The Valor's AI had a risky idea. I can inject the broadcast directly into the relay, it said. But you must fly close, inside the storm. I may not survive. Reyes paused. You've saved us more than once. It is time I do something greater. Leo whispered, You sure about this, Cap? Reyes said nothing, just gripped the controls tighter. The storm run. The relay tower floated inside a gas storm, violent winds, plasma bolts, and crushing gravity. The Valor dove straight into it. Ships chased them. Drones fired lasers. Plasma lit up the sky. Ward sent countermeasures. Leo shot down drones. Kane uploaded the final message into the AI's core. The Valor shook violently. Fires broke out on deck, but Reyes never stopped. The ship reached the base of the relay. The AI said its final words. Truth cannot be killed. Then it uploaded the message, the broadcast across the galaxy. Screens blinked, from alien homes to Earth cities, from prison cells to royal chambers. Everyone saw the same thing. A human voice, images of ancient cities, fleets of forgotten ships, betrayals, war, silence. Then a message. Humanity was never weak. They were made to rise. The signal hit every known system, shared, replayed, reposted. Millions began to ask questions. Billions began to remember. The truth could no longer be erased. The response chaos erupted. Earth Command tried to shut it down. So did the Council. But it was too late. On alien colonies, rebels waved the human flag. On human planets, protests broke out. Even soldiers inside Council fleets began to refuse orders. Reyes's face became a symbol. The Valor became legend. And the enemies began to fall apart from within. Betrayal in the stars, but not all reactions were good. Some alien empires called for war against humans. Earth labeled Reyes a terrorist. A massive bounty was placed on her crew. Fleet after fleet began hunting. The Valor was damaged, leaking air. Its AI was gone. They were alone, hunted, and yet more powerful than ever. Because now the galaxy knew. A message from the shadows, a secret signal came through. Encrypted, human. A voice spoke. We are the Forgotten Sons. We believed, we hid. Now, because of you, we rise. They gave a location. The last ancient human stronghold, buried inside a dead star. If you reach us, we will help you fight. Reyes looked at her team. We just made history, she said. Now we start the war. The Valor drifted near the edge of a dead star system. The sun here had collapsed long ago, leaving only a glowing core, unstable and dangerous. Planets were shattered. The space was silent. Reyes stood on the bridge, staring out. This is where the last real humans are hiding, Leo asked. That's what the message said, Ward replied. No ships, no signals, just death. Reyes narrowed her eyes. Or perfect cover. They moved forward. The ghost beacon. Suddenly, a signal came. Just 3 words. You are seen. Then a massive asteroid opened like a blooming flower. Inside it, hidden by rock and gravity waves, was a giant structure, black metal, ancient design. Human markings. It was a space station the size of a city, the last stronghold. The Forgotten Sons, they were waiting inside, old men and women in faded uniforms, young fighters trained in silence, children raised with truth, not lies. They called themselves the Forgotten Sons. They had lived in hiding since the Council betrayed Earth centuries ago. We watched you, said Commander Alira, an older woman with a metal eye. When your crew shared the truth, we knew. It was time. Reyes stepped forward. Then help us finish what was started. The old arsenal. The station had a hidden vault. Inside, weapons from the first human empire. Plasma blades, stealth armor, drones that moved like ghosts, and ships, ancient, powerful, still functional. One ship stood out, black and red, huge engines, human letters burned into its side, the Hammer of Dawn. It was built before Earth fell, Alira said. It has never lost a battle. Reyes placed her hand on the hull. Then it's time it flies again. Training for war, for the next 5 days, the crew trained non-stop. Ward learned to control swarm drones. Leo practiced zero-gravity combat. Kane studied the old tech. Reyes planned their next move, with help from Alira and the station's AI. This time, we don't run, Reyes said. This time we strike first. The new mission, their target, the core assembly, the place where the Council secretly meets. A fortress, a fleet yard, a data center. If they take it, they break the Council's control over the galaxy. The plan was crazy, almost suicide. But the Forgotten Sons believed, and more rebel ships were joining every day. From alien colonies, from Earth's outer rim, from places that once stayed silent. Now, they were ready to fight. The message. Before the storm, Reyes recorded one final message and sent it across the stars. We were forgotten, hunted, lied to. But we are still here. We don't want war, but we won't kneel. We are the lost children of Earth, and we're coming home. That message spread like wildfire. Aliens began switching sides. Earth soldiers began dropping their weapons, and the Council finally realized The humans were not broken. They were awakening. The fleet gathers. The hammer of dawn launched from the asteroid stronghold. Behind it, a fleet of rebels. Dozens of ships, different shapes, different species. But one banner, one goal. Take the core assembly. Win the truth. Free. The future. And at the head of it all, Captain Reyes. Captain Reyes stood on the bridge of the Hammer of Dawn. The stars around her were calm, but her heart was racing. The fleet of rebels, human and alien alike, hovered just behind them. "This is it," she said. The AI voice spoke calmly. "Jumping to core assembly in 5, 4, 3, and then the stars bent. The fleet vanished. They reappeared. At the very heart of the galaxy, the core assembly, the central fortress of the alien council, a massive ring station the size of a planet, surrounded by defense satellites, elite cruisers, and dreadnoughts. But this time, humanity didn't come to run. They came to take it all back. The council reacts inside the core assembly. Alarms rang. Council members screamed in their own alien tongues. "The humans were never supposed to reach this deep. Where is our defense fleet?" The Archivist High Minister shouted. "They are too far to help in time," replied his aide. The screen showed hundreds of rebel ships pouring out of warp space, and leading them, the black and red warship of legend. "The Hammer of Dawn," the minister whispered. The ghost ship had returned, and it brought an army. "The battle begins," Reyes gave the order. "All units, attack!" The rebel fleet moved like fire through dry grass. The Valor flew in first, dodging blasts and weaving between enemy ships. Leo took control of their guns. "We're not dying today." Kane hacked enemy satellites, turning their weapons against their own ships. Ward's swarm drones disabled enemy shields, and from the rear, the Forgotten Sons dropped elite fighters into the heart of the assembly ring. The sky burns. The battlefield was chaos. Laser beams lit up the sky. Explosions painted. Fire across the stars. Ships crashed into each other. Fighters danced in deadly duels. But the rebels pushed forward, each meter won with blood, skill, and pure human will. Inside the Hammer of Dawn, Reyes locked eyes on the enemy flagship, the Council dreadnought, a ship 10 times their size. "Take us in," she ordered. The last stand as the Hammer of Dawn rammed through defense lines. The dreadnought opened fire. The blast shook the entire ship. "We lose shields in 30 seconds, the AI warned. "Then we board now," Reyes said. She and her strike team launched directly onto the enemy ship. Inside, chaos. Council guards fought with advanced weapons, but the humans were faster, smarter, angrier. They moved through the halls like fire. Ward planted charges. Leo held the bridge. Reyes reached the command chamber, and there she found the Archivist High Minister himself. "You should have stayed broken," he growled. "No," Reyes replied. "We just needed time," and she pulled the trigger. The assembly falls. With the dreadnought taken, Council control began to collapse. Data feeds leaked. The truth about Earth's betrayal spread to every colony. Millions of beings, human and alien, rose in revolt on every planet. Flags changed, statues fell, prisons opened, and the old council was no more. The aftermath weeks passed. The galaxy changed. The rebel fleet became the United Free Systems, no longer ruled by fear or lies. Humans were no longer second class. They were leaders, builders, survivors, and legends. Reyes stood at Earth's rebuilt base, looking out at a new dawn. Leo and Kane stood beside her. "Think they'll write stories about us?" Kane asked. Leo smiled. "They already are. The legacy, the ghost ship, the one that started it all, was placed in a museum orbiting Earth. Its nameplate shined like gold. They returned for the truth, and beside it a plaque read, 'They thought we were lost. They thought we were broken. They were wrong. We are human, and we never stop fighting.'